Hey guys, it's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. In today's video, I want to talk about the Cowboys statement that they're not done in free agency. Let's go. Alright guys, listen, before I get into the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe these videos. Also, follow Boss Cowboy Sports, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news. Alright guys, listen. So the Cowboys come out a day or so ago and they say that they are not done in free agency. So what does this mean? Well, this is not an irregular statement from the Cowboys' typical way of doing business. The Cowboys are always slow starters when it comes to free agency. Also, the Cowboys tend to always make a few additional roster signings after the draft. And I believe this is for several reasons. Number one, the typical philosophy of the Cowboys has been to pay their own and build through the draft, and also not overpay in free agency. So don't expect the Cowboys to go out and make big splashes, but the Cowboys tend to like to try to get value picks. All right. And so, in my opinion, what happens after the draft for the major needs that the Cowboys may have, or other teams may have, is that you tend to get more negotiating leverage. The longer a commodity is on the market, the longer a player is on the market, the more the price gets diluted and it goes down. So the Cowboys' philosophy would be to see what is left on the streets based upon their needs and based upon basically how well they do in the draft. So in my opinion, there are several things that could happen because of this. Don't expect the Cowboys to reach or press on any player in the draft, because there's several players out there that they may be able to bargain shop, or they may be able to get in a sense that will potentially sign with the Cowboys for less than what they would typically sign for elsewhere had they been signed sooner in the draft. So I'll give a couple of these particular players because I think it's interesting to talk about. It could be a potential value add for the Cowboys when we get closer to the summer, if these guys don't get picked up and get signed in the very, very near future. So one of the guys that I like that could add a lot of value to the defensive tackle position if the Cowboys don't splash or hit there is Hicks. And Hicks is a player that played for the Bears. Man, he had a very, very productive, I think, time there. He's 32 years old. He signed in 2016, and he was one of the best free agent deals for them based on his performance. Now, he is down from his peak. He's not at his peak, but man, he's still heavy. He's still strong. He's still a really, really good competitor. And hey, he's a good player still right now. So my number two would be Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson, age 29. Hey, he had to decline in 2021. However, I still think he's a good route runner. I still think that, hey, he has a tremendous amount of value that he could bring to a team. Now, on the more controversial side, you have Antonio Brown that's still out on the market, still as explosive as ever, great separation, all those type of things that could really just be tremendous for any team that would pick him up. Now, here's a more interesting person that I think may be out of the Cowboys' price range, but hey, he's still on the streets. And if the Cowboys don't sign someone that can help the opposite rush from Tank Lawrence, don't be surprised if his value gets close where the Cowboys maybe can stomach a one-year deal, which is what I think the max will be on this particular player. A one-year deal will be a Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones betting on himself. Really still good defensive end that played for the Arizona Cardinals last year, and gives a variety of problems for any offensive tackle that he may go against. So those are a few of mine that I think are good, that I think might be valuable for the Cowboys. We know that the Cowboys have needs along the defensive line in terms of rushers in particular. The Cowboys do have a need at linebacker. Cowboys can get more depth in the secondary. We know that the Cowboys have offensive line needs. The issue is I think that in terms of the offensive line, the best possible strategy would be to build through the draft, because of the fact that good offensive linemen are just hard to find. There are not a lot of good offensive linemen that stay on the street in the NFL very long. These guys are re-signed, these guys are extended, these guys are swooped up pretty quick, because the premium on quality offensive linemen is very, very hard to find in the NFL. So we know the Cowboys also, in my opinion, could use some more depth at running back. They may address that in the draft, and we'll see where it goes from there. The tight end position is something that they definitely need to address. It's still some people on the street that the Cowboys could sign on short-term deals to fill in those spots, but they may address that through the draft as well. So this is definitely a wait-and-see situation, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this in terms of the free agency activity and the Cowboys making the statement that, hey, they're not done in free agency yet. Let me know your comments below. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe videos and content from Boss Cowboy Sports. Turn on your bell notification icons for the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news. And until next time, see you.